All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Super excited with being you tonight here on Florida Live to share some of the great news that's happening here in the state of Florida. Our amazing, amazing company. Extremely excited about our guest speaker. It's going to be on later today. You're going to hear about that in just a second. But right now, I just want to give a big shout out to Florida because we're on fire. Literally. It is getting hot in here. You guys are doing an amazing job, guys. Record-breaking times here with our company, folks. I mean, look, last month we were #1 in the nation. So, you know, big old round of applause for that. That's all because of you. That's all because of all the hard work that the associates are putting in, going out there and protecting and empowering families, doing what we know how to do. But check it out, folks. We were #1 in the USA, but we are actually #2 when it came to our national competition here, right? So we got Canada that's blowing up right now. We got, you know, the UK. They're doing an amazing job. So we're not bad. #2. Super proud of all the work we're doing. But let's step it up, folks. Let's buckle down. Let's draw a line in the sand. And let's go #1 internationally, because I know that we could do it here in the state of Florida. We got the talent. We got the people that need the membership more than ever. The income opportunity, they need that more than ever. So let's share the word, guys. Let's do what we know how to do. I mean, look, again, we're seeing some incredible things happen with numbers. You know, you heard me say it last week. I'm gonna say it again this week. Look, June was the best month we had in 6 months. I mean, 6 years, right? And then in July, that was our best month in 10 years. And looking at August, guys, August eclipsed July, making August the best month we've had in 10 years. So, folks, look, the time is now. If you want to start, you know, get started with Legalshield, the growth opportunity is so far, way ahead, guys. And it's just been such a fun, exciting ride so far. But I can't wait to lock arms with all of you and just take it to new levels, new heights. So without any further ado, folks, I know we're breaking records here. We got some announcements that we got coming up, but I want to get everyone's favorite segment started and kicked off here. Interview with success, right? We got an amazing guest speaker, but I also want to invite in our co-host, our fearless leader here in the East Market of Florida, doing amazing things, growing it out there like it's nobody's business except for his. He's just blowing it up. Extremely proud of this incredible leader, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis. My friend, how are you tonight?
How's it going, Mr. Gonzalez? Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, man. You sound almost as good as you look, man. You can't get any better looking than that. You know what I mean?
You got to stop doing that. I got to stay focused. Listen,
all right, my friend, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate the opportunity. And today I have the pleasure to talk to you about someone who's literally changed the pace of the game in our industry. This gentleman is not only a platinum executive director with Legalshield, an $800,000 income earner, but he's also an author and a father. Great man to talk to today. None other than Mr. Michael Dorsey. Are you there, Mr. Dorsey?
I am. Looking good, man. Excited to be here.
How you doing? Okay, I'm going to jump right into it. So you appreciate that, sir. And I want to talk to you about, because I've always been excited about your story. Most importantly, the reason why I was excited about your story, because I saw a lot of similarities in it with mine. And the fact that you are what you say, time broke when you got started. And so that's one of the things that I want to talk to you about. Having such a demanding schedule, when you first got started. Can you walk us through what it looked like as a day in the life of Mr. Dorsey when he got started with Legalshield and how he managed that to get to where he needed to go?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, being time broke is not a really good thing, a good feeling to have, because you have no time to spend with the people that you love and care about most in life. But really, I found myself in a situation where I was getting up before the sun got up. So I was waking up around 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m., so that I could go and get prepared for the day, because I was a former landscaper. So we had a lot of residential properties that we would take care of. So I'd be working from sunup, prior to sunup, to after sundown. So when the sun went down, we would wrap it up for the day. And then I would just come home after being just so tired. Worked 6 and 7 days a week, and that was most of the year here in Georgia. Had a few month break there, but that's when the financial side of it kind of kicked in, because there wasn't as much work to do. But yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do that forever, and I think that was my main motivation, was to change that, of working all day, pretty much every day, and then playing catch up with the game. You get catch up the next few days and overwork. So a lot of stuff. Not afraid of hard work, but just wasn't doing the right things.
That's crazy. So, I mean, that's impressive, right? Because sometimes you think you have a story, then you hear somebody else's story. You really 6 days a week, hours upon hours. So let me ask you this, just to get straight into another portion of this. I mean, what did you do for energy management and conservation? Like one of the things I get all the time, even with myself, is when I come home for such a long day at work, demanding schedule with the kids and etc. How did you muster all of the energy you needed to transition into now working something else? So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question, because my desire, and I thought about that for a second, and I was thinking, my desire was bigger than my time. Okay.
Sure.
So I had a bigger desire, and it didn't matter how tired I was. I just wanted to change so bad. And they say there's two things that motivate people: either the pleasure for gain or the avoidance of pain. And I was just avoiding that. I wanted to get rid of that painful position that I was in, because I had no time, and I was working all the time, doing things I didn't want to do. So my desire to change that, to have more time freedom, to be able to leverage my ability to earn income, so that I could buy my time back and get my life back. Because my dad always taught me there was a big difference between, he always used to say, time without money isn't any good, and money without time isn't any good. You need to find a balance of both, and both of them. And so, that's really something that I took to heart as a young kid, and growing up, and knowing that I needed to find something that would offer both the financial and the time freedom, so that I could do what I wanted to do and find my purpose. And that's really what true success is about, is finding your purpose.
So Mr. Dorsey, what you're saying, I mean, you were tired too, but your why just drew you into it? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, when your why is big enough, nothing else matters, right? So we've heard that before. And so, you just have to find what is the thing that motivates you. And, it's either something that you want really badly, or something you don't want. And so, or sometimes it's a combination of both. You find yourself in that position where you are in a painful place, and you want a change.
Okay.
You want that change, so you actually pursue that. So my desire to have more time, to control my own life, to work for myself, to help people, which is the number one key.
Right.
To help people with great service and stuff. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So all right, and I asked a different type of question. So when you got started, during the time, we didn't really have a digital platform. If you like, we had some version of a website. If I'm not mistaken, it was a VHS somewhere there. So what I'm asking is, you built your whole business over the phone, from what I understand, calling across country and etc. So here's one thing that I really want to kind of grasp. Nowadays, because of the things that we had, because of the pandemic and everything, it's like everybody's become Michael Dorsey, right? Building their business over the phone through Zoom and everything. What are some of the keys that that you think are the most important to building the business digitally? Because really, there's a high touch portion of our business. Mm-hmm. How do you How do you do that in our format now and make sure that we're building the right type of business for the long term, right? Because you can get it done, but how do we make sure that we do that? What are some tips that you think are the best to start thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, I really believe that high touch is critical, and you can actually do that using the high tech platform. And all that really is repetition, consistency. So in our business, we actually, when we're talking to people that are potential associates, potential members, is the consistency of contact. So the multiple times that you're talking to that person, you're calling them, you're texting them, you're following up, maybe you're doing a private Zoom with them, FaceTime with them, whatever the case might be. The more often that you're communicating with them, the more rapport you build. So the goal is to build a rapport. And as you're building that rapport, it works, obviously the familiarity comes into place where you actually start to develop this bond and this friendship. And I'll give you an example. When I recruited a guy named Larry Smith, which a lot of people in our business know Larry, we talked every day, 2-3 times a day for the first year. And it was, he lived in California. I live in Georgia. So East Coast, West Coast, 3-hour time difference. But we talked all the time. And the reason why was I knew that he wanted it bad enough, and we started talking. And once I brought him in the business, then it flips over from the prospect side to the recruiting side. And as you have a new associate, it's the amount of times that you're communicating with that person, you're building the bond, and it's all about repetition. So you can actually be high touch, Mr. Lewis, by talking to people more often, talking to them, texting them. Hey man, just thinking about you. How's the family? What's going on? Maybe you make a phone call, leave a voice message or a voice text, an audio recording, those types of things. It just, as we are, right now, obviously we're doing it via, digital platforms and those. Right. When the more that we touch base with people, people don't really care what you know until they know what you care. And so show them that you care, and show them that and it starts with you caring enough about your dream, caring enough about your why, and what your ultimate goal is. But in order to accomplish that, we build people. And so we have to make sure that we show them that we care about their dream and their goals. And so when we build people, the people build the company. So we build our company within our company, but we have to build the people first. And we build the friendship, we establish a rapport, we introduce them to the team, and we just build that community feeling, among our team and our individuals. So individually, all chasing our dreams, but collectively, we are, a stronger force together.
I'm so excited that this is recorded because I really want to take notes right now. But I'm excited you're saying that because I'm getting a lot of questions. Even myself, I'm questioning, how do you do that? And that's the perfect answer. I love that. Okay, I need to incorporate that myself. Another question is, now that we're on that, and what in your opinion makes a perfect recruit? Like what makes a good recruit in Legalshield?
Someone that is, I used to talk about how you would want to find somebody that was willing to work. Mm-hmm. Then I realized it was the people that we're looking for that are actually working. So work with the ones that are working in the business and are calling you, they're reaching back, they're returning your texts, they're returning your phone calls. You want to continue to follow up with those individuals. But the biggest, I think the biggest, the biggest asset of a perfect recruit, if there is such a thing, is the amount of desire they have. You and I, we don't see that because you can't see, we don't see that on the outside. You can't see the size of someone's heart and how big they want and how bad they want it. When I got into business, Dave Savola brought me into the business on behalf of Cleve Pickens. And back then, I walked in, I was probably 155 pounds soaking wet. I was 23 years old, 24 years old, and I remember meeting Dave, and he came in and he probably, anybody else probably would have overlooked me. So that's why we don't prejudge people, because we can't see the size of their desire. So,
right.
And people show you their desire. They show you their desire when they actually come on board and they actually start taking action. And when they start taking action, that's when you start working with the ones that are working. You start building the rapport. It's the repetitive communication contacts. It's just constantly communicating with those people over and over.
So you tied that in. You snuck that in, by the way. I saw that. The consistency actually drives you to knowing who the good recruiter is going to be, because you'll figure out the desire from there. You caught me. Good stuff. Let me ask this. Since you mentioned one of the Legalshield greats, the network marketing greats, who would you say impacted you the most within Legalshield?
Two people, my dad and Dave Savola. The top income earner in the company. But my father actually had the biggest impact on me. Just seeing him go through as I was growing up in this industry. I saw him continue to try, and there would be companies that would come and go in the industry, but he just never gave up. He was tenacious. He had this tenacity about him that he just wasn't going to give up. You could knock him down 1,000 times, he's getting up 1,001. He's just one of those. He was one of those guys, and that. I think I learned that by watching. And as I learned that, I'm like, you know what? You can knock me down, you just can't keep me down. And so that's the attitude that I developed growing up. And then I saw Dave. I mean, anybody that knew Dave, you knew you'd run through a brick wall. I mean, the guy was amazing, and he was just a master motivator, and somebody that I watched and learned from and was able to counsel with. Luckily, he was here locally in the Atlanta market, and I was very, very blessed to be able to mentor under him. So those are the two I think which I would say had the biggest impact on my success.
Man, so this is almost a silly question to ask. I mean, because you're you're an 800K ringer and a platinum executive director, right? I mean, you've done so much, and an author. Okay, what makes Legalshield great? What do you think makes Legalshield great? I mean, what in your opinion does that?
The uniqueness, the size of the market, the fact that we're actually able to help people. I mean, we have two products. One's basically $25 a month. One's basically $30 a month. People need it. The value far exceeds the cost. The market is unlimited because we have people that are turning 18, 20, 25, 30 years old every day. And that's our sweet spot. Those are individuals that are buying different types of services and memberships, just like the ones that we're marketing. So the market is constantly growing. And so it will never reach any kind of a saturation or anything of that nature, because it's everlasting. As long as people are having children, it's going to be everlasting. People need what we have, right. And we're helping people. And I think that's critical when you're able to help people with a great service. And then not only that, the secondary part of that is the financial empowerment, opportunity part of it. So, it's just everything. And then you have a great company,
right.
We're in the heartland of America, man. We have people that actually care at the home office there supporting us. We have provider law firm network that are supporting us in the field. They're there to help us. So, I mean, what makes it great? Multiple things, there's so many things. And you see that when you see people come on board from other industries or other companies, and they come in, they're like, wow, I never knew that this actually existed, or if they're here and then maybe they leave, they go to other companies and they go, uh-oh, what did I do?
I made a mistake.
Right. So they're the boomerang associates, I'm
going to keep that, boomerang associates.
We've had a few come back over the last year alone. I mean, they just want to back in. I'm like, well, yeah, you shouldn't have left in the first place.
Everyone makes mistakes. So you're an author, right? First, what made you write this book? Like, what made you say, okay, now I want to write. I conquered this, I conquered that. Now I want to start writing. What made you write 6 Inches from Success?
I think the biggest motivation was just to kind of honor my dad, because I remember when we first started in the business, he would always tell people, we'd get up in front of the room. And I remember the first time I spoke, I stood up, my brain sat back down. It was one of those things where I was just so nervous. But I was with my dad, and he'd always put 2 fingers up in front. He'd say, everyone, just, if you would, put your index fingers 6 inches apart, and I'll slide it back. You're 6 inches from success. It's in your mind. That's how close you are to success. It's everything that we put into our minds. It's what we think. And so that was the title. That's where it kind of started. And, I was looking through some journals after a move that we made a couple years back, and I started looking at them. And I just, it's always been inside me to kind of want to share some things. So it's a short, easy to read book. It's just got nuggets in there that I've learned and just little tips here and there that I've learned throughout the entire Legalshield career. I'm in my 27th year now, so look at that. And it's just something I learned a lot over the years. Was I able to put everything in there? No, but I wanted to keep it simple because I know most people would rather watch a video or do something like that instead of reading a book, which is why I kept it as simple and just succinct as it was.
I like short books. Because I digest them quickly and I can go back and read them again. I'm not intimidated.
Right.
So I think that's a great thing. So, okay, so let's ask this. What is next for Mr. Michael Dorsey? What's next for Mr.
I have 2 more rings that I have to get. And I'm pursuing those, and I want to double my business. I'm going to double my business here in the next 3 to 5 years because I see it. The biggest part of our opportunity is still way out in front of us. I mean, we have such a huge, here I am, like I said, I'm in my 27th year, but the biggest part of our opportunity is still way out in front of us. And it's just it's like mind boggling because of the market share. Again, like I said, it's just an unlimited market. It's a market that's constantly growing and people need what we have. So, it's just one of those things where I know that we have so much more to do. And the thing that drives me behind all of that is to help more people. And that's really what comes down for me is helping people because I've been very blessed, been very fortunate. I've worked hard to get there with a team. Nobody gets there by themselves, and so with that said, I want to see more of my friends, colleagues, people that we work with, all the associates. I love seeing that success. I love seeing other people succeed. And it's just, I just love being a cheerleader, just saying, man, it's such a cool feeling getting those phone calls when we have a new ringer in the last week in our team up in Michigan. Robert McCormick got his 100K ring, and it was, somebody who's been there as earned. I'm like, man, that's incredible. He's a single dad, we have a million different stories like that. So it's like, literally, there's so many people that are doing well. And let me tell you, the biggest part of the opportunity is still out in front of us. So, there's so much there. It's exciting,
It is exciting. It is exciting. So, listen, I know we've held you here a lot this evening. I really, really appreciate your time coming to just share with us and spill out all this knowledge onto us. Do you have any final words for us today as we go marching out into a new week?
Yeah, your success is found in your daily habits, okay, or your lack of success. So it's the same thing. So develop the proper habits, the success habits. Be consistent. Consistency is everything. Even when you feel like things are stacked against you, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep driving. You got to let your why drive you. And so be consistent and expose more people to the presentation. Become a great inviter and invite people to take a look at a full presentation, and just don't stop doing that. And then help the ones and really build the rapport and the bond with them and stay in contact with them, help them level up, fast start qualify, and take advantage of the bonuses that we have in place. And just don't ever stop. Just don't ever quit. Don't ever give up.
Well, and can you also tell us, how can we get 6 Inches from Success?
It's on Amazon, or you can go to michaeldorseyofficial.com, michaeldorseyofficial.com.
Well, you heard it here directly from the Platinum Executive Director, $800,000 ring earner, Mr. Michael Dorsey. And that's all for this week on Interview with Success. Back to you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Hey, that was fire. Thank you, Mr. Dorsey, for spending some time with us today. I put the site up there, michaeldorseyofficial.com. Was that it? Did I hear that right?
You misspelled it, but yeah, it's...
Okay, fine. I tried my best, man. I tell you what, man, you don't got to be smart to make money around here. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you, man. It's all good.
I'll do you one better. Like, I fix this up a little bit for you. Here we go. I'm gonna do you up just a little bit better. I'm gonna let you put one more plug in for your book. There it is. 6 Inches from Success. Yeah. You can find it on Amazon or michaeldorseyofficial.com.
Yeah.
Spelled the right way.
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you for your time, Mr. Lewis. Thank you for all you do, sir. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you, sir.
So, hey, guys, that incredible interview with Mr. Michael Dorsey. Again, I apologize for the misspelling of the website there, but you could catch anything you want to learn about the individual. I mean, massive success. 6 Inches from Success. It's an incredible book. I own it. Incredible tips in there. I mean, coming from an $800,000 income earner, I'd get it. I'd get it. I mean, I wouldn't, be without that book, to be honest with you. So look, hey guys, we're doing this every week. You can catch it live at our brand new Florida YouTube page. To get there, all you got to do is go to FloridaLSEvents.com. Guys, subscribe. Subscribe. That way, every time we put out a brand new video, you get a notification. You know that we're live. You know that we're on. You stay attuned to all of the new and upcoming things that are happening. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. And guys, we got a national leadership convention. I'm sorry, international, right? We have an international leadership convention that we got coming up real soon here with Legalshield. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be off the chain exciting. Make sure that you get with your team, with your upline, with your sponsor, with your mentor, or just go to your back office. Just go to your back office and find the information to get on there, because it's going to be an incredible event, right? So next up, folks, I want to make sure that you're all plugging into your weekly events. Every region has its own regional director that hosts a regional meeting that you could attend, right? You could get some great training, meet some other local leaders there. It's hosted by your regional directors and your CMCs. You don't want to miss that. You can get the information on the calendar, on the Florida calendar. In LegalShieldCalendar.com, you go to Florida and you can find all the Florida events, all the trainings that happen here in Florida, the Fast Start trainings, all the weekly trainings in the regions. And you should also be receiving those emails. So keep a lookout for the emails from your regional directors so you guys can stay nice and warm next to the fire. And we'll be back every single Monday night right here, Facebook Live on my personal Facebook page, or you can also catch us on that YouTube channel for Florida. That is FloridaLSEvents.com. Guys, we will see you next week. Thank you for spending some time with us. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's go make it happen.